So a lot of you in my Discord lately have been asking me to play some ORZHOV control, so I went ahead and put together a pretty spicy list, something that we haven't played in quite some time. We're talking about ORZHOV Discard. Cue that intro, let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're talking about an ORZHOV discard list, but before we break it down and get into this, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you take one moment to do so. It's a free way to help support my channel, and if you hit that little notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we post a video, which is 3 times a week. All right, we got to be quick about this breakdown because we got a lot of gameplay footage to get into. We have one game that went very, very long, so want to dive into this quickly. So you guys have been asking me to build an ORZHOV list that was controlled for a while now, and so I decided to start it off by looking for a top end to close out a game and start building around that card. And I landed on Professor Onyx as usual because not a lot of white or black cards have big closeout cards. Professor Onyx is just one of those really reliable planeswalkers that get the job done. So of course we want to build around her Magecraft ability. So wanted a lot of instant and sorcery spells in the deck, and so I thought to myself, how do I make this creative? Well, let's go with the discard style of list, right? So kicking things off, we put in, of course, had to do it, Necromentia, a card not a lot of people think is very strong, including myself. It can be very troublesome, this card. You can get in a lot of trouble with this card. You can end up stealing things that are really important to our opponent's game plan, but if it doesn't really affect the board immediately, it's not going to really help you in the long run. You're just kind of paying 3 for a potential outcome of the game later down the road that may or may not happen. But if you do hit some really big things, you know, like you can hit Emergent Ultimatum, you can hit people's Would Notice, you can really disrupt the game with this card. So I wanted to see if we can get it done today, and it didn't let us down, let's say that. And then of course we got Go Blank, another really great card from STRIXHAVEN. Discards 2 from our opponent's hand, but then exiles their graveyard. Very important against matchups that require graveyard, that whether it be Rakdos, Jeskai cycling, things like that. We've also got Elspeth's Nightmare for a synergistic, you know, with Go Blank. We're going for that exiling effect on the graveyard. Kind of important right here in the meta because there's, I mean, even rogues, they're bringing things back from the graveyard. So you really want that exiling effect. It'll help a lot, and especially because I personally have seen a lot of Jeskai cycling. We've got the Elite Spellbinder to hit our opponent's hand with, which is great. We did need one creature in this deck in particular because we run Humiliate, a card that not only goes into our opponent's hand, but it also puts a 1/1 counter on our target creature. So having a creature in the deck is kind of helpful with that effect. You don't really need that +1/1 counter. It's just nice to have it, and the fact that Spellbinder affects our opponent's hand, and that's what we're trying to do. There's a lot of synergy there. We've got 2 Vanishing Verse, 2 Eliminates, and 2 Bloodchief's Thirst. We really need a versatile kill spell list in order to keep the board, you know, kosher while we're setting up all these discard effects and getting our opponent's hand completely, you know, small as possible, and have them just top decking and really try to hurt them in value. And then we got Amaze Mind Tome to help our card value continue to grow. You know, it's our card engine, it's our card draw effect. And then we have Doomscar to just clean up the board for whenever things get a little out of hand, you know, mono white, mono red, things like that. So Doomscar is there to help us out. And then not always is Professor Onyx going to be able to get the job done. Being able to alt Onyx is tough, but very, very doable. But sometimes it does get, you know, taken off the board in those weird matchups. So we have Crawling Barrens as a backup plan in order to close out a game. But that's going to do it for today's breakdown. I know I went through that kind of quickly, but we want to get into the gameplay footage because there is a lot of gameplay to go through. So enjoy the long one at the end, but stick around. You'll love the finish on this game. So we'll see you guys back here for some final thoughts. Peace. If you're in the market for Magic accessories like sleeves or playmats, then be sure to check out Your Playmat for some great products. They have a large library of artwork to choose from, but if you want more personalized artwork, you can fully customize your own sleeves or playmats with your own images. I personally went with the Soul Eater, but the possibilities are endless. So visit yourplaymat.com. Be sure to use the link in this description below to not only help support the channel, but get 10% off your order. Now, back to the video. All right, here we go. We're going to be playing some hand hate today. Gonna create we're going to be going into our opponent's hand, taking everything away from them, and hopefully exiling their graveyard as well so they can't bring back any sort of weird effects. All right, this is not a bad hand because we got a Doomscar, right? But we're up against a Lurrus, which scares me because I think Rogues is going to be my hardest matchup if I'm being completely honest. And it is, in fact, oh, it's not rogues. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're not completely screwed here then. Onyx is great. Obviously, I'm going to need an Onyx, but I don't know if I want it this early. I probably need to keep hitting land drops. I'm going to regret that later, but I do need it eventually, just not now. Blue, so it's a Demir. What in the world? Could this still be rogues? I'd be really upset if it is. I guess let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. What do you got? It is rogues. What in the world? Okay, it's so weird. Okay, so this can become a copy of any creature, right? Which can be really annoying because they do run enchantments. I don't want this to become another rogue, right? Like that would be really unfortunate. So do I take that? Drown at the lock though is really annoying. All right, well, we'll take that. We'll take that. Hopefully next turn we can Spellbinder and then threaten to kill this Thought Thief if they attack me. They did just hit one of our win cons. Ouch. Doomscar actually looking pretty juicy too right about now, but I think I gotta tax that Drown in the lock because I really need to make sure it resolves the Doomscar. You know what I'm saying? So making that Doomscar a little more expensive could be key here because they're gonna Mire's Grasp my Spellbinder, right? They're gonna draw a card and then they're gonna attack. Oh, or not. They're gonna forget the Mire's Grasp. Forget that they could have attacked. That was a mistake. They should have done that prior so they could have attacked, but we'll take the dub on that all day. All right, and then we go Maze Mind Tome and then Foretell a Doomscar. Seems good. Seems good. Doomscar is definitely, I think Doomscar will definitely hit here. Being that we took that Drown the lock off to the side, and they're kind of combining two different plans here, right? They're combining the Eidolon enchantment plan with the Rogues plan. So them having counters is going to be a little less likely. They're not going to be running like a whole ton of counters, I don't think, because they got to compensate for their deck having multiple enchantments. Very curious to see how they do things here. Okay, we'll take a scry. So they're leaving their Drown in the lock open here, which I guess is okay for them. Guess we can keep that on top. It is a way to draw cards late game. We may end up needing it. So which cards do I care about more, right? I think I'd rather see them counter this and then us hit them with the Spellbinder. But then if we hit their hand and they have another Mire's Grasp or something, I'm going to be pretty upset. But I think resolving the Spellbinder is a little more important. So let's do this. Draw out their counter spell. It's going to get countered. Here comes the Drown, the lock, right? Oh, no, it's not. All right, well, in that case, let's play the Spellbinder. See if they want to play it on that. Again, Spellbinder is a really good blocker. Okay, so they played that correctly. They did a really good job there. Did a really good job of managing the board there. They have a creature in the graveyard, so playing Luris could be a thing we see here, and if it happens, I'm going to be very happy because then they're going to spend the rest of their mana on that creature, and then we Doomscar the board while they're tapped out. Beautiful. That leaves them with 1 mana open. We Doomscar the board, and we look really, really good. I don't see how they can't take that creature right now. Like, that's too much value, right? That's too much value not to take, right? Unless you're going to take that whole turn off not playing anything from your graveyard when you could have. I guess to hold up Drown in the Lock would make sense. Oh, gosh darn it. They really have another Drown in the Lock. That's frustrating. That is frustrating, but just give it a shot. Draw out the counter magic. Here it comes. Counter magic, whatever. Yep, we ate up 2 of them now. How many cards in my graveyard? 11. So they hit 3 Spellbinders and a Liliana. Not a whole lot of hand hate. They haven't got a whole lot of hand hate out of my deck yet, so that's good. All right, they got 2 Soaring Thought Thieves now, so it's gonna double the triggers when they attack. I have another Drown of the Lock or a Doomscar in hand. I need to find a way to get into their hand to assure that it resolves, right? I gotta find a way. Another Humiliate would be amazing here. Definitely gonna scry our way to victory here. 7 total life. I can't hit anything relevant on the board here. Wish I could have put the stop there, but that's fine. This works just fine. And it wants to tap that. That's fine. That'll work. All right, so this will at least draw out a counter spell if they have one, right? And then we Doomscar the board. Looking good. Yes, that's what we wanted to see. That's what we wanted to see. See you later. Fresh start. Now we take charge because our opponent's down to 1 card, right? And then top decking, of course. But we have a Maze Mind Tome for value as far as card draws go. Ooh, that's good. But I don't know what I want to target. What do I want to target? Like, what? This is such a weird deck. Like, what if they're not running what I think they're running? Let's draw a card. That's not bad. I really want to throw this down, but I just don't know what I want to hit. What do I want to hit? What do I want to hit? Maybe we could just target something we know they have, right? Like Soaring Thought Thief is a problem for us, right? So is Luris, though. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to it. I don't know. I just don't know what I want to hit. There's so many tools we could hit, but I don't know if they would affect the game like I want them to. So I'm going to wait and see. That's huge. That's a huge find off the top of the deck there. So Merfolk's Wind Robber is gone. The beautiful thing about this is that we're gonna chew up their graveyard, right? Their graveyard's gone, which is huge for us because things like Luris is not going to be able to grab anything back, which is nice. Acquisitions Expert is annoying, but not. See, that's the thing. They have such weird things. I don't think I'm going to keep Necromantia as much as I want to. I think I'm going to throw it away. I don't think it's necessary. I really don't. Get a little bit of life gain here. Get to take the card out of our opponent's hand. If it's something I can even take. I doubt it's something I can take. Oh, it is something I can take. Nice. All right, now our opponent is officially top decking, and we're going to exile their graveyard, ruining any sort of future effects they might have. I think that's a pretty cut and dry eliminate, right? Opens up our castle Lochthwain a little bit. Humiliate's pretty good. There goes their grave. What you got in your hand there? It's a land. All right. We'd love to see that. All right, let's take another 2. Temple. Ugh, I need to find a game winner. Like, where are my game winners at? If we're going to a top deck challenge here, we're not doing very good. There we go. That's not bad. Doomscar. I definitely want to keep that, right? Definitely think it's important to have that. So let's just grab it real quick. Let's foretell it for the future. And we're looking good. All right, so now we got way to draw, 3 extra cards of value here. If we keep top decking land, I'm gonna be so mad. All right, they finally quit. Thank God. That was going nowhere quick. We needed to find a Liliana, and we needed it like really, really bad. But anyways, we'll take the win there. GG's. All right, well, there we go. Got 1 win in the bag. Let's go ahead and keep the ball rolling. up to the next division too, which is great. Trying to get to that diamond as fast as we can. Really want to get some mythic gameplay this month for you guys. All right, we get to go first. We have an Necromentia, which is fun. It's fun, so we're gonna keep it. Man, if we get to go against an Emergent Ultimatum deck, that would be so sick. All right, I mean, there's green. You never know. But yeah, Lovestruck Beast. Kind of had a feeling that was going to be the case. Could Blood Chief search that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go for the Elspeth's Nightmare next turn instead. What do we got here? Oh, that's going to be our target, though. Is it? Is it going to be our target? I don't know. Man, I don't know what I want to do here. I think I have to kill it, though. Yeah. Makes the most sense. We don't want them ramping up, right? When we really want to go into their hand, so let's go ahead and do that. See what our opponent's got, and then we'll figure out what we want to Necromentia after that. See, Necromentia actually kind of works if you're running Hand Hate prior, right? So that way you can see what's in your opponent's hand. Outlaw again. Yikes. We got to stop them from drawing cards, so I definitely think we're going to Blood Chief's Thirsty Edgewall Innkeeper for sure, right? Dang, they got a Goldspan Dragon in hand right now. I could make them just discard both their cards in hand, but then they're going to draw with this, which I could stop them from drawing with the Blood Chief's Thirst and then still do it. That seems pretty good. I think that's pretty solid. We kill this, right? Then we do this. They lose both of their cards in hand. They've got some really good ones here. We got a freaking Lovestruck Beast and a Goldspan. Both of those are gone. Now they're top decking, and if we just Blood Chief's Thirst or 1/1, they can't even attack with their Lovestruck Beast. So I don't care how much mana they have at this point. It comes down to them just top decking, right? So it doesn't matter. All right, and that's a really good top deck as well. So we hit here. That way this can't attack, and then we Vanishing Verse their next play here. Or we hit the Magda, whatever it may be. Because we can hit a Henge with this, right? If they get really lucky and top deck that. Okay, it looks like they didn't, so we're going to do this. Nice. Doomscar off the top. Kind of want to just get all their Goldspan Dragons. I think that's going to be their biggest issue of defending against, right? Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go and foretell this. I don't want to use Necromentia unless I know for sure this time around. A Henge is obviously really, really good to hit. We're going for it. What are we hitting? What are we hitting, guys? We know they have Goldspan Dragon, right? So I think taking that is let's just take the Great Henge. That's their biggest way back into the game, right? Embercleave. Oof, they run Embercleave but no Henge, huh? Okay. No Henge, but it was worth a shot because the Henge is, like I said, the biggest tool for them to get back into this game. All right, well, we kind of know what they're running now. They got an Embercleave, which is kind of useless right now because of their Lovestruck Beast being unable to attack. So they're still top decking, and it's a land, giving us so much time to just set up what we want to set up. Looks like they might cast the Embercleave here. Yeah, there you go. They're just setting up. I'm gonna just pass the turn here. Taking 3 to draw a card seems like a lot, but you never know. We might do it. Rimrock Knight, sure. Sure. Got a Doomscar for the board now. Let's draw a card. Eliminate. That makes things interesting, but we're still gonna Doomscar. Looking for a land off the top would be really ideal here. There we go. Professor Onyx, do the thing that we do. Win us the game here. We'll take the Maze Mind Tome all day long. Liliana gonna win us the game. Nice and easy. Opponent's still top decking. Cracks a Field Passage. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. We have non-stop answers in our hand too. Oh, they're gonna actually Shatter Skull Smashing that. I didn't even think of that play. 3, 4, 5. They can't kill it. So let's force it out of their hand, right? This will force them to use the Shatter Skull Smashing right now. And they can't actually kill Liliana with it. They're waiting to get big enough that they can double up the X, right? They want to be able to double their production on that card. So we'll shut that down. We'll say no thanks. Got the tome down. Hit the Liliana one time for the one time. We'll draw you. More ways to kill creatures, the better. Not that we can hit too many creatures with an Elspeth's Nightmare in their deck. They're running big things. But there are some, I saw Sentinels in their deck, and obviously some 1/1s that we can hit. Sorry, allergies are going crazy, like usual. Took an allergy pill, but you can only do so much. Question becomes, are we eliminating or Maze Mind Toming? And it looks like we are, in fact, eliminating our opponent. Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap at this point. We don't even need to scry here. We could just keep exploiting the draw card feature. Okay, I guess we'll temple, so that way we can scry. Spellbinder's fine. It's not crazy. It's fine. I could have attacked there with the Crawling Barrens, but there's no need. I'm going to hold my mana for draw effects here and then also an eliminate. Our opponent's toast. Like the game's over. Just waiting for them to make their last play, unless of course they are in fact roping us. That would be really unfortunate. Looks like they might be. Shatter Skull Smashing. Keeps me from alting. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty annoying, actually. Pretty sweet top deck. Alright, well. In that case, we will attack with the Barons. Let's go. Let's get the damage going. And go blank now. We'll take Necromantia, obviously. And end our turn. Perfect. We can draw a card. There's the Sentinel. Easy 2 damage from Onyx, which is really all we cared about there in that position. More land. Hit him for 6. And end our turn. But first let's play this just because we can go over the top, right? It's a way to go over the top and kill them with the flyer, even if they get a creature, you know, low to the ground. All right, GG's. Nice and easy. We'll take it. We'll take it. A very clean victory. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Feeling good. Blue Vixen, you're up next. Okay. Let's see if we can get to that hand and work you over. All right, we got a Necromantia. Let's go. And we're against the Yorion. Emergent Ultimatum, maybe? This could be our game. This could be our game. We'll see. There it is. There it is. Doomscar, not that relevant. Let's get all those ultimatums out of their deck. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna be a blast. Alright, let's see. Oh, they got some really good plays in their hand though. Alright, we're gonna take the All Runs Epiphany. The Valky doesn't hit anything in our hand, so good on that. Good on that. Haven ramping it up. Emergent Ultimatum. Oh, they got all their good stuff in their hand though. They got everything that they're gonna want to cast already in their hand. But it's all good. We can go ahead and get into their hand even more. Get rid of that Vorinclex, hopefully. Hopefully they play the Valky here, and then I can kill it with the Nightmare. And then we'll steal something out of their hand here. Alright, they go for the Tome instead. There's the Valky. I want to get some value out of the Nightmare before they get it with the the Vorinclex where it won't be relevant. So let's go ahead and do this now. Valky's out of there. They're already up to 4 mana. They're on the top deck though, so they might get mana screwed here. We'll see, but we shall see. Don't need that, that's for sure. Doomscar looking really, really nice though, because they have the Vorinclex and the Worm. Both of those are really big creatures that are going to be hard to deal with. They're forced to scry here, and then hopefully hitting their land drops. It's nice knowing we're up against an Emergent Ultimatum deck, and we don't have to worry about any ultimatums. It's a pretty good feeling, I'd say. No extinction event for you. Get the tome down. I don't think I want to foretell this just yet. I think I'm just going to draw a card here instead. Opponent's looking to draw a card too. Another castle. Okay, okay, whatever. They're finding the land. Got the Yorion down. They're going to blink their tome. They should have scried with their tome before they did that, but... Another nightmare. I want them to really contemplate what do they have in their hand, you know? I'm not too worried about anything other than creatures, right? So I'm not going to nightmare here. I'm going to draw a card. Because I don't think the value of trying to get that second saga off just to see what's in their hand when really all we don't know about is one card. I don't think that's really going to hit. So kind of a worthless card at this point. So what I'm going to do instead is just draw a card. Turns out they have an Onyx in hand. Would have been good to steal that, but either way I wouldn't have been able to get it in time. Onyx, near impossible to deal with. I gotta find a Bloodchief's Thirst.
Let's go digging.
Or an Onyx of my own. Let's put a stop here. Might want to scry on the upkeep here. Let's find out. Eliminate. Humiliate. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank goodness. What a hit. What a hit off the top ropes there. Alright, we're gonna play this now. We already tapped out our Maze Mind Tome, so we're definitely gonna play the ECD now, just because. Man, they are just playing big threat after big threat, but we're getting through them pretty quickly here. Got all the Emergent Ultimatums gone. Got a Liliana gone, got a Valky gone, got an Epiphany gone. They gotta be running out of tools, right? Like, these gotta be the last of their big things, I hope. They should have played the Vorinclex here, right? 2, 4, 6. They should have, because it would have shut down the Elspeth's Nightmare ability to tick up. But now we get to see what these two cards are. A Nightmare of their own, okay. Another Necromentia, that's pretty solid. Alright, Cultivate's gone. I guess we go for Vorinclex, yeah? I mean, seems pretty good to me. Seems pretty good to me. It's the most threatening, right? There we go. You're out. You're out. How many more things do we got to deal with? Gargaroths. Another Liliana. Another Epiphany. Kiora. They got a lot of big stuff in there, but very, very low on the tools left over there. Not too many tools left over for our opponent here. I could Doomscard the board now, but I think I'm going to take another hit because I have the Maze Mind Tome, gain life, right? So we're going to draw a card, gain some life here. Put us down to the top deck again. They steal my Eliminate. Or I cast it. I guess I cast it. Might as well. It's going to the graveyard anyways, right? So Might as well. They're drawing. They're getting a little desperate. That's good. That's good. They're really saving their massacre where I'm thinking I might have small creatures or something. I don't know what their thought process is on that, but definitely not running very many creatures in this deck, so I guess they don't want it to get Doomscarred. I know they know we have a Doomscar, so maybe they're just holding on to it until I'm desperate enough to play my Doomscar. Crawling Barrens, not bad. At least it gets, you know, something done. That leaves me with enough mana to Doomscar if I have to. Another Barrens? Oh my gosh. Alright, if they Vorinclex, we're probably toast, but I'm gonna just risk it for the biscuit here and pump my Barrens. A little annoyed right now. I'm a little annoyed that I can't get like a Blood Cheese Thirst or like a Liliana off the top. I really need those. How many things have they haven't taken much from us. Alright, that's a good Doomscar now. That's a good Doomscar. Now we get a Blood Chief's Thirst. Alright. Let's get in there for 4. It's a pretty big, that's a pretty healthy hit right there. 4 damage, not bad. They tap down nothing, and then their board is theirs for the taking here. 6/5 that I could just Blood Cheese Thirst here, and then we get in with the Barrens again. But the problem is that Maze Mind Tome has really gotten them back into this game. They're gonna steal something of mine here, so they're probably gonna take my Barrens. So let's invest more into my other Barrens here, the one that I haven't used yet. Man, we should have shut this deck down, but they have just been top decking like a champion. An absolute champion. All right, and what's going to happen here is I'm not actually going to pump my Barrens right now, because what they're going to end up probably doing here is they're going to steal my Crawling Barrens with the 4 on it, right? They're going to try to swing in here, and so I need my other Barrens to block. That's actually really unfortunate. Oh, it's actually got Summoning Sickness. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so they're giving us a chance here then. They don't know it has Summoning Sickness. Whoops. Whoops. That's what the little wave effect here on the card is. It's Summoning Sickness. So they messed up there. Another Barrens. Nice. Let's foretell this. Let's just say go. Ah, this is tough. My own Crawling Barrens is what's going to end up killing us here. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. If we could just find any way to maybe gain life or like find an eliminate would be really, really good. They keep bringing it out to potentially get killed. I don't know why they keep doing that. I've only seen one eliminate, right? Tell me it's such. Okay, yeah, just one eliminate. They're cycling here. Okay, that's mana being used. We like to see that. Try to avoid pumping the Barrens. These require 4 to pump, so 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could pump this twice, or I could pump this once. Ah, come on. This is frustrating, man. Hopefully they don't have an instant speed removal. That would be really sad. Looks like they do. Looks like they got something. Heartless Act. That's fine. That's fine. We're still alive. Not quite enough to get us dead yet. Can we pull this out? Oh, this is gonna be so crazy if we pull this out. Not like that, we won't. Yes! Oh my god, let's go, dude. Let's go. We are back in the game. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. We really just top decked and eliminate. Let's freaking go, dude. Please, by all means, invest even more. Invest even more into it, please. Please pump it again just for kicks. Just for kicks. Any combat tricks? No? Didn't think so. Alright. See you later, Crawling Barons. Have a nice life. I missed you. I wish you were on our side of the field. Unfortunately, our opponent had to be a snake and steal you. But we're back on top. Let's go. This is our game to win now. Crack the other dog, please, so I could Doomscar. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Cultivate, sure, why not? Alright, in that case, what should we do here? Should we draw a card? Should we pump the Barons to potentially just keep blocking these dogs? I'm gonna pump the Barons here. Ooh, Spellbinder. Let's see what's in your hand. Land, alright. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, in that case, we'll pass the turn. We'll block the dog with the Spellbinder. We'll pump the Barons for the other dog. And then draw a card. All of that seems pretty good. Opponent's sitting on a bunch of land in their hand. This is perfect. We've had to have taken out every threat in their deck. Like, there can't be any more threats in their deck. I gotta believe, right? Like, like we've seen it all, I think. Had to have. More and more land. Unbelievable. Okay, well. If we lose because of land, it is what it is. Opponent's gonna attack with the dog. We're gonna block with the Crawling Barons. Cool, cool. Whoops, and I missed my block step. Oh my god. I can't believe I just skipped over my block step. That was so stupid. Whoops. I can't believe I just did that. Let's hope that doesn't cost me. I did not mean to. I know I could pump it a couple more, but it's not enough to get lethal, and we have a body to block with, so we're looking good. If they find like a binding here, I just lost the game. But I have to take the risk. I had to take the risk. Risk it for the biscuit. If they scry any to the top here, they win. Heartless Act, binding. I didn't expect them to find them freaking Omen of the Sea on the top of their deck, but they did. 2 to the top, unreal. Let's just hope they don't know that they need one kill spell to win the game. Could have blocked that dog last turn. I am so upset at myself. It's unreal. Alright, we're clear. We're clear. Oh, we are clear. Thank goodness. Maybe they found something to kill my Crawling Barons. Who knows? Let's find out. They topped 2 cards. Like, they know what's going to happen in these next 2 sequences, so they had to have found something for this. They did. Okay, I figured as much. All right, Liliana down. I don't think I want to plus this. I'm gonna wait one turn because if I plus it, it could cost me my entire life total here. Omen of the Sea on top. Okay. I should be at 4 life total right now, man. I really screwed the pooch on this game. Let me guess. Bloodchief's Thirst. Another Omen. Okay, that's fair. Two to the bottom. All right, that's a good sign. Are we finally out of gas? Oh my god, of course not. Of course not. Why would they be out of gas? All right, 2 to the top. Bloodchief's Thirst. Binding, sure, good enough. Holy cow, man. What are we gonna do? This game. This game, they feed them 4 Omen of the Seas. All right, at least it's a blocker. At least it's a blocker. Oh man, if I wasn't at 2 life, man, we'd be in such good shape. I was gonna cast the Doomscar regardless of what our opponent hit on that last turn just to gain 2 life, and then I was gonna start going to work with Liliana, but Gargaroth, why not? Why the heck not? All right, I'm drawing a card. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Necromentia. Necromentia. What other cards do they have? All Run's Epiphany. Let's take that. Let's take the All Run Epiphany. Let them do the whole scrying. This is good. Let them scry away, and then I'll Necromentia and go through their deck, which shuffles their deck. All right, they scried to the top, so they're definitely keeping those on top. Oh, imagine cracking that, putting 2 to the top, and me doing this. All Runs Epiphany. Yep, you're gone. Cure Best of Sea God. 1 Onyx. 1 Onyx, 1 Gargaroth, it looks like, is all we really have to worry about. Oh, Gargaroth, Onyx, and... Gargaroth, Onyx, and Kiora Best of Sea God. Alright. Oh, I should have foretold this. Oh, man. I can't draw a card either way. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm dead either way. Alright, we're on the top deck. Let's hope for the best. Opponent's getting a ton of scry ability here. 2 to the bottom. Yep. They're going to scry again. This is just so unfortunate. Us getting that Necromentia right there, that was really good because they scried 2 to the top. So you know that they got the All Runs Epiphany on top of their deck. So they were going to win the game guaranteed. But now there's no guarantee they win the game with any particular card in their deck. Except for maybe Liliana, because it can deal 2 damage passively. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Come on. No lands off the top, please. What a game. What a game this is turning out to be. I should be at 3 life total right now, though, with my mistake I made earlier, and I could be drawing 2 additional cards, but here we are. Opponent scried another 2 to the bottom. This is really good for us. I'm guessing they just have a lot of reactive stuff. I feel like I'm gonna get Onyx, and then I'm gonna cast this to gain life, and then they're gonna top deck like a Kiora Best of Sea Gods. Like, it's gonna be a nightmare. All right, well, this puts them on a clock, you know, 2-3 turns, so time to go to work. They're not even playing lands from their hand. I don't know what they're doing. All right, that's something, but I can't stop my over the top. I can over the top and then Doomscar. Ooh, this isn't good though. This puts us on a clock now more than it does them. There we go. There we go. There we go. GG. GG, baby. Holy cow, that took way too long, but we finally got there. You love to see it. Whew, that was a long game. let's wrap it up. All right, that's gonna do it for today's gameplay footage. I hope you guys all enjoyed this list. I had a lot of fun playing it. Anytime we get to go into our opponent's hand and take things away from them, tools that they need to succeed in a game, it's always a lot of fun, and I enjoy it a lot. I do think this deck is not extremely good. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% with you guys and say that I don't think that this deck is like extremely competitive. I think it has potential. I think it can go a long way. If I had a little more time with this deck, I think I can make it a little bit better. There are some things that don't synergize perfectly with like Professor Onyx. We have things like Elspeth's Nightmare and Spellbinder. Obviously, we could go more of the route of like really honing in on that Magecraft and making sure everything's an instant sorcery spell. So we could do things like, you know, Agonizing Remorse, Duresses. There's a lot of cards and options here that we can really synergize with Onyx. There's things, you know, that I didn't really get full of, you know, effect out of, like Humiliate with the 1/1 counter, but again, I don't think that really matters. Humiliate's still a great discard spell. Necromentia is obviously more of a meme card, but we did hit with this card today, so I mean, it does have potential to stay in the deck. There is a lot of things that I think could change or be moved around with this deck and be fine-tuned a lot better. But if you guys, as always, have any thoughts or ideas on how to make this deck better, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I hope you at least have fun with this shell and maybe can build something around it. That'd be kind of cool. I just like the idea of Onyx mixed with this card. I think it could be pretty decent, but if I had a little more time to really focus and hone in on this deck, I really wish this was my full-time job. If it was, I'd have a lot better, more fine-tuned decks for you guys, but it is what it is. But that's going to do it for today's video. Before I leave, though, I want to give you guys a quick shout-out if you made it this far into the video. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It helps the algorithm a lot when you stay this long into a video. Pushes it out to more people, so helps us grow ultimately. So you guys are amazing. But I got to give a special shout-out and thank you to all of my YouTube members. Thank you so much for you know, staying with me and becoming YouTube members and helping support the channel financially. It does mean the world to me that you guys are willing and able to do so. If you want to become a member on the channel today, just hit that little join button down below next to the subscribe button. If you don't see it because you're on an Apple phone, there is a little link in the description as well where you can become a member. If you click those, it'll actually take you to a page explaining to you what a member gets and entails on the channel. So if you just click that, you'll get a little bit more information and you can kind of decide from there. But I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for all of your attention and time today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for the next one. Until next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks to the meta. This ain't cheap.